Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine, as you can see. Kisumu is fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you are watching the video from. The county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Odinga today dropped a bombshell.
Stand for what is right for the party. And look at what we have signed. And we must remain as ODM. And we've signed and agreed that we'll work together up to 2027. We have not passed any resolution as a party to say how we're going to go into the election of 2027. So wherever you are, don't commit the party to some things which have not been discussed. Let those things be discussed first. We are ODM. Who's told you that ODM will not have a candidate in 2027? Who has told you? So first, think as ODM. We have a clear plan that we have negotiated and we've agreed on, and let us continue to implement that plan. Other decisions we'll take when the time comes.
In this video, I want us to analyze that Raila Odinga statement. And for us to understand Raila Odinga statement, I want to ask you this simple question. If Raila Odinga were to declare his bid for the presidency officially in 2027, would you vote for Raila Odinga once again? I want to read your answers in the comment section. And assuming ODM party decides that Raila Odinga will not be the presidential candidate, and then they nominate someone like, say, Edwin Sifuna as the presidential candidate, would you vote for Edwin Sifuna?
If Raila were to support somebody like Sifuna as a candidate
For the presidency?
Yes,
Sifuna?
It will be very serious. I'm telling you, it will be a very serious card. Because that will have the impact of, first of all, uniting ODM. The very fact of Raila leaving Ruto will be so powerful in uniting ODM that Sifuna will start off with a lot of support. Secondly, Sifuna being a Luhya, 100% of the Luhya vote. This time Luhyas who don't register and who don't vote will register and vote. Those are millions of votes.
They won't listen to Mudavadi and Wetangula?
Yes. No, they can't listen to those.
I want to read a yes or no answer to those questions. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to understand what Raila Odinga meant. Because for me, my own understanding, Raila Odinga will not be on the ballot. So that statement was actually intended to achieve certain political objectives, which I want to break down in this video. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, my understanding of that statement by Raila Odinga are as follows. Number one, Raila Odinga is trying to raise the stakes for negotiations. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto is seeking for his re-election. And for William Ruto to succeed, he must have Raila Odinga on his side. Because without Raila Odinga on his side, William Ruto will not be re-elected again. So what is Raila Odinga trying to do? He's taking advantage of that fact and therefore raising his stakes for negotiations. Remember, Rigathi Gachagua once told us that whatever Raila Odinga tells Ruto, he can actually do.
Ati atanifukuza wiki mbili nitasaulika. Nimechukua kila mtu alikuwa kwake Sasa yeye ni minority katika Kenya. Sasa yeye vile niliondoa watu yangu, saa hii huyu Raila Odinga akimwambia Ruto amuoshe miguu atamuosha, because amekwama. Ni kama mgonjwa akiwa katika ICU ako kwa life support machine. Life support machine ya William Ruto today ni Raila Odinga. Ikizimwa kwisha.
So in my view, I strongly believe that Raila Odinga can decide to now place more demands on the table for the president. For example, we can say that as ODM party, we want to run for the presidency. Ruto will tell him, no, don't run for the presidency. What's going to follow is that they are going to sit on a table. And Raila Odinga will tell him, okay, now we are not running for the presidency. We are supporting you. And we must have a formal arrangement. And in that formal arrangement, you are going to produce a presidential candidate. I'm going to produce a running mate. Ruto will say, that's okay, or that's no, based on the prevailing political environment. If Ruto will say no, then Raila Odinga agreed to that, then Raila will tell him, now I need cabinet secretaries. And this is the demands. I want this number of slots for the cabinet secretaries for my people. Then Raila Odinga can then now go outside there and campaign for Ruto on those terms. He can convince his supporters that, the essence of forming political parties is normally to grab power. And now we've tried grabbing this power. We got a small percentage, but now with this broad-based arrangement, we are likely to enjoy more power. So for me, it's about raising the stakes. Number two, and this could also be a strategy agreed upon by both William Ruto and Raila Odinga. I want to assume that Raila Odinga understands that his working arrangement with Ruto is not sitting well with his people. He understands that. So what can he do? He has to go outside there and say he's running for the presidency. If Raila Odinga is running for the presidency, chances are that his strong bases, his strongholds, Nyanza, Luhya, Coastal region, will be reactivated. He will attract more aspirants, and the party will be active, like what we are seeing today. In fact, it will take a miracle for anybody to convince me that the activities we are witnessing in ODM party today are not part of William Ruto and Raila Odinga's strategy. Because for William Ruto, he needs a strong ODM party. For Raila Odinga's survival, he also needs a strong ODM party. And for ODM to be strong, it must be felt on the ground. ODM party must consolidate the bases. So by telling them that, we are running for the presidency, people like Edwin Sifuna will go outside there. You saw the way he was celebrating. People like Edwin Sifuna will go outside there. They'll convince people, we are running for the presidency. So those who wanted to leave, when a party is not running for the presidency, there's normally some weaknesses. So I'm convinced that this is a strategy to consolidate the base. Number three, which I doubt really, but it could be fallback strategy. You see, two things are likely to happen. By 2022, William Ruto might be very, very unpopular to an extent that Raila Odinga himself will find it very difficult to support him. The other thing is, Raila Odinga might just disagree with the president. So if they disagree, then we will have a fallback that, as our arrangement was for us to work between now and 2027. On 27th, during the elections, we are going to have our own strategy. I'm actually looking at it as part of that fallback strategy, so that in case things don't work out, he can come back and the ODM party will be able to run. I'm also looking at it from the perspective that maybe there's something which Raila knows that we might not be knowing. And number four, and this is what most people believe, that Raila Odinga is using this to manage fallout within ODM party. Camps have actually emerged in ODM party, two camps. There's a camp which believes that Raila Odinga should leave broad-based government. And then there's a camp which believes Raila Odinga should support William Ruto. These two camps are fighting. So there's a camp which is going outside there, and they're declaring that ODM party will support William Ruto's re-election. And the move is really causing friction amongst the ODM party allies. So to manage that fallout, Raila is telling them, who has told you? Who has told you that ODM will not sponsor a candidate? Remember, Edwin Sifuna has taken the other side, but he seems to speak the same language as those of Raila Odinga. So which means they are the camp which Raila Odinga is trying to manage. I'm looking at all the possible scenarios. And for me, Raila is going to support Ruto. He's only managing these guys. And lastly, Raila is leaving his options open. And that's very important. I know you are asking, what are Raila Odinga's options in 2027? Or what are ODM's options in 2027? The answer to that is very simple. ODM's options are limited. One of them is to support William Ruto, which I think is currently at 60%. The other option is to reach out to Kalonzo and say, Kalonzo, we are supporting you. You stood with Baba when he really needed you. So that's another option. The other option is for them to say, okay, as a party, we are not sponsoring a presidential candidate. We are just going to sponsor various candidates for various positions, but not the presidency. But importantly, ODM can say that they are sponsoring a presidential candidate, either Raila Odinga or not Raila Odinga. But that's another option which they have, or sponsoring a candidate to run on ODM party. Now, when the other camp goes outside there and start claiming that as a party, they are going to support William Ruto's re-election, it puts ODM party in a very awkward situation. So what Raila is doing is telling them that's not the route. Probably Raila wants to wait until the organs of the party will make certain declaration. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think. Do you think ODM party is serious that they will sponsor a candidate, presidential candidate in 2027? Let me know in the comment section. Until that time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.